Sometimes in life, the biggest crash outs come with the most clarity. Clarity on what you need to fix within yourself and in your mindset, how you can avoid all of these crash outs, all of these bad days from happening, or at least what is in your power, and the best course of action on how you are going to respond from a bad day, a bad mood, a bad event, a bad case of bad luck, if you will, and how you are going to bounce back out of your rut 10 times better than ever. Oh, welcome back to the Get Up and Glow podcast. I'm your podcast host, Madison Haynes, your self-improvement glow up fairy godmother, and I am on a mission to transform you into the hottest, the healthiest, the happiest version of you before 2026. And my gosh darn it, I'm gonna do it, girlie. First and foremost, let's just be honest. It sucks when you're going through a hard time, and there's nothing I can say that's gonna take that away. And I don't want to take that away from you because your feelings are valid. But I like to go into it when I am really, truly crashing out with this awareness that with the biggest crash outs come the biggest glow ups, okay? With breakups, with job changes, with all of the stuff that can go wrong in life if it does go wrong after everything that's ever really significantly negatively impacted me for a period of time. Afterwards, I became so much stronger for it, wiser for it. I completely improved my personality or just like my grit as a person, and I got even hotter, okay? I don't know what it is, it's hot girl science, but you really just have the opportunity to transform yourself. So not only do I view negative moments as opportunities for growth, but these negative months or longer period time frames that absolutely suck, I'm like, you know what? I have to get through this. I know in a few months I'm gonna look back on myself and be like, wow, I am a whole new girl. Sometimes when you're having like a bad day or something bad happens to you, it just feels like a domino effect where one thing crappy happens and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and it just goes into this big long domino effect of just negativity. But here's the thing, do not lose yourself in the bad, okay? It's gonna be really easy for you and your brain to instantly just be like, the world sucks, everything's out to get me, I suck, I hate myself, this is awful, I wanna go home and order a large pizza and watch a movie and hide under my covers, okay? Because that is the easier thing to do, and I feel you, girl. Man, do I feel you. Exercise is amazing. If you are having a bad day, I know it's the last thing you want to do, but get your butt into that gym and get on a cardio machine. I can promise you, girl, you will feel better after. So much better. Go out for a walk, get fresh air. These are little things that feel so basic and you're like, Madison, I know that, but you don't do it. So why aren't you doing it? You need to. It will help pull you out of that rut so much faster. So when you experience a bad day, this is my ultimate blueprint on how I like to process my emotions and handle bad days to make sure that I am serving myself, I'm taking care of myself, I'm not just like gaslighting myself into thinking I have no feelings and completely detaching from my emotions, and I don't think that's healthy, okay? How can you process your emotions in a healthy manner and also go and understand that you're not going to let the little minor inconveniences or the bad moments of your day or someone says something mean to you or whatever derail your entire day and distract you from your goals, okay? Because you're a busy girl. You cannot let this happen to you. If every single time someone offends you or something minor happens at school or work and you let it completely distract you from what you have to do that day, there is a problem. But good news for you is that there's a solution, and this is it. Number one, allow yourself to feel your emotions. This is fine. This is healthy. This is normal, okay? Sometimes you're gonna have a really crappy day and it's okay to cry. I actually think this is a healthy thing to do. When we feel like we need to cry, find a safe space, okay? And allow yourself to process those emotions and let them out. I think that's the healthiest thing you can do opposed to bottling that up. Look, I understand feeling so overwhelmed, and I understand when everything just feels like it's going wrong and you are struggling to just keep going on, to keep on waking up because you feel like every single day is the same and you keep trying to have a positive mindset, but you go out and then just more and more stuff happens, more and more stuff gets added onto your plate. Things go wrong from tiny things to big things, and you're at the point where you're like, universe, what is going on? Like, are you truly trying to punish me right now? Like, do you not see how hard I am working and how much I am struggling, and you still are putting more on my plate? Like, why me? Why me? I understand that that's how you feel, and that's how we all feel. I totally get it. But I'm going to be so honest. I have felt like that so many times, and it's not until I switch my mindset and I give myself a little bit of tough love until I actually pull myself out of that rut. Because feeling sorry for myself feels good in the moment, and crashing out and voice noting my friends and complaining, that helps me feel better, but that's a temporary solution. It's a band-aid solution for me. Because you know what? The next morning the band-aid gets ripped off again and the wound is exposed and I did not do proper healing. Here's what I like to do instead, okay? Feel my emotions. If it's a really crappy day, it is self-care. It is a healthy habit, in my opinion, to go and reallocate the things on your to-do list. If you're going to go to the gym and you have a ton of stuff to do, but you feel burnt out, you've had a crappy day, take a day off. Take the evening to go and order like your favorite takeout and watch a movie and read a book, okay? Why? Because sometimes you need to slow down to speed up. But are you going to do that and throw yourself a pity party every single day that week and just completely ignore your responsibilities and ghost from the entire world? No, you cannot do that, okay? You have responsibilities. It's important as adult women for us to learn how to properly manage our emotions, because we will continue to have bad days, which sucks, but you can make them a little bit sweeter. Look, this might be a hard pill to swallow, but my podcast is all about pure raw honesty, girly, okay? I am a wellness channel, but I am not about being 100% clean, greens juices, waking up at 5 a.m. I'm a wellness channel for the everyday woman who is looking to build her dream life in sustainable, healthy ways, who is looking to get her dream body in a way that doesn't involve like hours and hours spent at the gym every single week and hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on the fanciest workout clothes or the healthiest foods. It's for the real everyday person how to create consistent routines that you can genuinely stick to, and consistent self-care routines, because that's important too. My goal is to make you a well-rounded person so you can see all the value that I see in you and you can truly feel beautiful, confident, and like your best self. And in order to do that, sometimes you have to give tough love, okay? Because not everyone gets this, but if you have an open mind, that is when true transformation will happen. And I know if you're coming to this and you feel like you've had the worst day ever, you do not want to hear it, but I promise you, it's what you need to hear. Do not, under any circumstance, play the victim. Why? Because playing the victim and making excuses for yourself and blaming everything, all your problems on everyone else, will hold you back in life, okay? Bad things will happen. They're always going to happen to you. Not everyone's going to be nice to you. You're going to embarrass yourself sometimes. You're going to fail sometimes. You're going to fall on your face and everything is going to feel like crap and you're going to feel like you're awful at your job or you're awful at school. You're going to go nowhere in life and everyone hates you and how you're ever going to get all your goals and nothing ever works, right? Blah, 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 blah. I understand that, but you going and staying rooted in that and focusing on that will do nothing but actually lead you to that outcome. Okay, what you focus on matters, because what you focus on, you will attract into your life. Okay, you have no business going and playing the victim and the pity card. Oh my gosh, everything sucks. I hate myself. No, you don't. Why are you talking like that about yourself? Look at how far you've come in life. Look at all the amazing things you've done. There's people out there who would love to be your friend. There's people out here right now who love you. Okay, I genuinely care about you, girl. So number one, we're gonna get that ish sorted, and we're gonna take a step back and think, is it really that bad? In 2 days, 2 years from now, is this going to matter? And if the answer is no, do not spend more than 20 seconds right now thinking about it. And I know that's easier said than done. Everyone says that. And you're like, I get it. But if I could snap out of it, I would. That's why I've come to you. And girlie, that's why you come to me. Because I understand this. No one else talks about that. They're like, just let it go. I understand that you spin. And you're like a spinning wheel. And you're like, well, if I could just let it go, I would. If that was that easy. I get it. Okay? This is for you. Bad times are truly a test of how much discipline you have on your self-improvement journey. All of the stuff we talk about on the podcast, from yes, glow up tips, to confidence, to mindset, etc., healthy habits, all of these things. This is why I give it to you in sustainable ways. Can you maintain those habits whilst going through a bad time? I always talk about it. You are going to feel your feelings and you have every right to feel that way. And I understand your first default is going to be to self-sabotage or to keep you feeling like crap because you feel sorry for yourself or it just hurts your feelings. And girlie, I understand that. I understand being passionate about something, feeling so hurt about something and just wishing you could let it go, but you can't. It's like your personal hell. I totally understand you. But here's what I do. I understand my feelings and I say, look, I'm hurting right now. I'm having a bad day. I feel so burnt out and I know I can't control it. And as much as I as your fairy godmother, wish I could go bippity boppity boo and wave my magic wand and relieve those feelings from you. And if I could, I would. I truly would. I know I can't. So instead, have your feelings and have this mindset of, this will pass, because it always does. You will come out of it and you'll come out of it so much better. So take a moment and say, I cannot control what happened to me. I cannot control my first reaction, my gut reaction to it, but I can control what I do next and how I choose to respond. Do you want to continue wasting your time worrying about it to ruin your entire night or make a bad day into a bad week? Or do you want to go and try your best to say, what can I control? What is a good, healthy habit I can do right now that's a balance between giving myself the care that I need and allowing myself to process my emotions while moving on and being productive in my life, okay? And as you go on and do these productive habits, yes, you'll still feel feel like crap. You will, until the time will heal all. Okay, I'm just gonna be real. Like I can't snap you out of it like this and be like, you shouldn't believe this, you should back yourself, because you watch all those videos and you still come to me, and it's because I understand you. Because if it was that easy, we would all be healed after one 20-minute video. You won't, but you know what? You'll feel 10 times better. You're gonna go through it and remind yourself, I feel like crap. I will get through it. What's something healthier I can do right now to distract myself? Oh, read a book that you love. Go for a walk. Call up a friend and go shopping. Will those thoughts come up? Yeah, but you're going to have discipline and try to not focus on it. Don't even let yourself talk about it. Okay, once you've talked about it with one person and you journaled it down, no more. You have control. You can right now, as you're listening to this, be like, you know what? I'm going to throw myself a pity party and feel like crap, or I'm going to accept that there's always going to be mean people. There's always going to be people who don't understand me. There's always going to be people pulling me down. There's always going to be people saying whatever they want to say, doing whatever they do. And you know what? I cannot avoid it. But are you going to go and let yourself every single time something happens that's out of your control ruin your day? Think about the limited days that you have left on this earth, okay? Do you really want to spend a second worrying, hyperfixating, reminiscing on these bad vibes, this bad energy? No, don't overreact. Don't let it get you angry. Don't let it make you crash out and distract you. Feel your feelings, process them, alter your day if you have to, but keep going. I can promise you, you are going to get through this day right now. You are going to get through this week right now. I understand things are hard for you. And I understand you are exhausted. And I feel so sorry that you have to go through this. And if I could take away all of this pain right now, all of this suffering, I would. Okay? But I can't. But I can teach you grit to be able to try and deal with it and make this a little bit easier. So the next time you have a bad day, or the next time something happens and you feel like crap about it, or you feel angry, you have the coping mechanisms to cope with your emotions in a healthy way, so you can bounce back way faster and not let it completely rob you of your joy and your happiness. Chapter number 2, how to stay positive in the middle of your crash out. You know, when you just feel like everything is just being thrown at you and you keep trying and you keep smiling and they're coming at you hard. It feels like the whole world has like a master plan to just try and ruin your entire life and take down all the healthy habits you work so hard to build. Like, girlie, I feel you. We're gonna stay positive and get through it, and here's how. Next time something happens to you that makes you feel like crap, reframe. For instance, you go into a meeting or you give a presentation at school and it goes awful. It goes so awful. You stumble on your words, you go red, people question you, you got your numbers wrong, you spelled a bunch of things wrong on the slide deck when you thought you ran it through Grammarly, and everyone laughs at you. It just goes completely awful. And you feel so embarrassed. You feel so ashamed of yourself. You feel like you're horrible, like you can't do anything right, like you're going to go nowhere, and then you start to spiral and it gets worse and worse. Stop. Once you get to that point, before you get to that point, you're going to pause and say, woo, okay, it's starting to go into spiral mode. I'm starting to go and talk crap about myself, and I know this is not good for me. And Madison tells me this is the time I got to pause because I have 30 seconds to turn this day around. And you're going to say, is it that bad? And you're going to reframe it. What is something good that could have come out of it? And I know it's hard when you're going through it to be like, what possibly could I find good in this? I'm embarrassed. I feel like crap. There is good in everything. Okay. There's an opportunity for growth in absolutely everything. And once you realize that and start thinking like that, your life will change and you will have far less bad days. There's no shame in a bad day. Those bad days are an opportunity for you to pull back and take a step back and think, what could I have done to learn from this or to avoid this? Sometimes the issue is, okay, you know what? I'm a human being. I now have learned, and I will grow in professionally. I'll grow in whatever skill set I just learned from the failure or the bad day. Or, you know what? The issue is me. The issue is I'm pushing myself way too hard and I crashed out over nothing. I'm continuously burning myself out. I'm putting way too much on my to-do list in a day. And now, of course, you feel like crap because you ignored all of the signs your body was telling you that you were about to burn out, okay? So again, during the bad, we can think, what have we learned from this and how can we move on as a better person to avoid this from happening again in the future? The most successful people in the world embrace failure and they fail fast. Why? Because you learn a lot from failure, okay? You don't fear failure. You're going to have to fail a million times in your life. Everyone will fail. Success is not defined by your lack of failure. Success is defined by your ability to fail and pivot and re-strategize and not take it personally and move the F on to adapt. Be adaptable, okay? Feel your feelings, sure, but understand everyone goes through this. It is a shared human experience. I know you think everyone's making fun of me or everyone's witnessing my bad day and judging me or whatever. No. Most people in life go and say, been there, done that. I've learned the hard way too. And they have 100 other personal stories just like that. Micro victories, okay? I know you're like, my life feels awful. I'm never gonna get the life I want. My childhood self would be so disappointed in me. Cut that ish. What are you doing? Why are you talking to yourself like that? You really think I'm going to go let you sit there and talk crap about yourself when you're talking crap about who you are now? You're talking crap about that little girl, the little girl that's inside of you. Honey, you are making that little girl proud today. Look at how you're still showing up for yourself. Look at the content that you are consuming. You are doing good in this world, okay? You need to start acting like it. And I know that the world is filled with so many opportunities for us to compare ourselves. Do not take the bait. Comparison is the thief of joy. When you feel like crap or you feel insecure, you feel bad about yourself, and you'll be reminded of exactly who you are, okay? There are people out there who are inspired by you. There are people out there that are praying for the life that you have right now, okay? Don't forget about that. Do you want to pull yourself out of it right now, or do you want to stay and continue to feel like crap? And if the choice is, I can't live like this anymore, I want to get out, then try with every fiber of your being to do something to pull yourself out of it. And I know sometimes people struggle more, and getting even out of the bed is way harder for you. It may be harder for you than other people, but find any type of way to make little wins, little bits of progress, and tell yourself that, again, you will get through this. How can I take care of myself today? How can I think better? How can I heal my mindset? Because you will get through this. You will bounce back better than ever, okay? May this be your redemption arc, the motivation you need to say, you know what? I am reclaiming this. You know what, universe? You've thrown some stuff at me for too long, and I am fighting back. I'm going to go. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to create a new morning routine, a new night routine. I'm going to work out again. I'm going to start eating healthy. I'm going to start drinking my water. I'm going to start doing my skincare and taking care of myself again. I am going to start mastering my emotions. And next time I feel like crap, I'm not going to crash out about it. And I'm not going to go overthink it. I'm not going to go and talk to everyone about all my feelings and trauma dump. You're going to go and say, I am better than this. I am a stronger woman. I have been through some hard days and I've got through it. And you're going to back yourself and decide no more, okay? Have a few days to wallow in it and then get yourself out of that rut, girl, and choose yourself, because you have that power. You might not be able to snap your fingers, or I can't wave my magic fairy godmother wand and bippity boppity boo change you in 5 seconds, but you can choose to go and make progress despite feeling the way you are right now, despite feeling embarrassed, despite feeling shame, despite feeling anger. You can take those emotions and run with them and take them and put them as fuel into you being better, into you learning how to let things go like this. Because how much better would your life be if you were able to respond level-headedly to every single thing that somebody or life throws at you? Go back to your why, go back to your vision in life of why you need to keep going, why you're not going to stop for anything, no matter what setbacks go in your way, no matter how much life throws at you. This is why you need to be so rooted in your goals. I always say your goals should be rooted in a why and have a reasoning behind them, opposed to just like, I want to be skinny, I want to be rich. Because when you have your bad days, it's going to be way harder just to be rooted in those goals because you don't have a why behind them. But when you're passionate about where you're going in life and passionate about your vision for yourself, it is way easier to go and be like, I am not going to go and fall. Like, I am going to pick myself up and get back together and keep on going, because you have an end game in mind. So always return back to your end game. And again, realize again, this will pass. Now look, when you are having a bad day, when you feel like you're in a rut, when you're super anxious, I am about to give you coping mechanisms from a girlie who suffers through anxiety herself. Number 1, mind map the week. When you feel like crap, go back and look at the things you've done the week prior and figure out, was there something out of the norm that you did? Pinpoint the pain point. For instance, maybe you go and say, wow, I went out 5 times that week and I usually go out twice with friends. You know what? Maybe that's not in the books for me. It's not a good idea for me to continue to do that. I need to pull back on the socializing because I cannot handle that. Or maybe you go and just say, oh, it was unpreventable. I just had a crazy busy week of school. It was exam week, so makes sense. And then you can understand yourself, and then next time you know and say, exam week's about to come up, okay, I need to prepare for myself. How can I take things off of my plate and automate other tasks to to free up more time during exams for self-care. Or you just have the understanding that, you know what, I'm going to be more emotional during this week. I'm going to be more reactive during this week. And you go into those situations with that understanding. So you're able to, again, master your emotions, be level-headed, and give yourself what you need to, so you're able to better navigate those situations. Worst case, best case, most likely, this saves my life. I like to play a little game called the Crash Out Diaries, where I go and I'm super nervous and I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not want to grab this microphone and speak in front of 100 people. I am going to drop dead. So I go and say, what's the worst case? And I say, well, the worst case is I get up, get the mic, trip and fall on my face, get up, my nose starts to bleed, but I get nervous. So I go and I continue to speak. I speak about things and I forget what I'm speaking about. And then I start to stumble on my words. I mispronounce things and I swap words that don't actually mean what I'm thinking they mean. And then I stop, I choke, I stare at everyone and I start to violently cry, sob, and throw up on the stage. And then I pass out and pee my pants. Is that really going to happen? Is that really, that's going to happen? Really. And again, make it fun. Make it the worst case scenario. Sometimes when you play around with your anxiety, maybe this is awful advice, then you just realize how delusional it is and then how it's trying to ruin your life. And we hate her, I know, but you can't control her. But sometimes I just like to make fun of her a little bit and be like, see, is that really going to happen? No, it feels like it is, but it's not. Again, then go best case scenario and say, oh, best case scenario, I walk up there, the wind's blowing, my hair looks phenomenal, I walk up on the stage in my beautiful outfit and stiletto heels with that microphone in hand, and I sound like freaking Oprah, man. Everyone's like, holy crap, how does she speak like that? Everyone stands up and gives me a standing ovation. The paparazzi come throwing in the doors, taking pictures of me. I'm plastered all over the next episode of Vogue, voted one of Forbes 30 under 30 for public speaking. Okay, is that gonna happen? Probably not, okay? What is the most realistic situation? The most realistic situation is you go, you speak, stumble on my words a little bit, I'm super anxious, my heart beats a lot afterwards, I feel embarrassed, no one else cares, they all just want to get home and go and eat dinner, and then I move on with my life. What did I get out of it? I grew my public speaking a little bit more. I learned one thing about myself. I learned how to be a better public speaker. I learned how to be more confident, and I showed up for myself. I had the confidence to back myself to go and do a situation like that other than backing down. That is amazing that you can show up for yourself that way, okay? So next time you're anxious, again, think of the worst case, think of the best case, and the most realistic case. I can promise you it just puts everything into perspective and makes life just so much easier to deal with. Gratitude refuel. When life feels awful and everything feels like it's falling apart, it's so important to be grateful for the things that we have. So stay rooted. This helps you stay positive and have a growth mindset. Okay, so stop and think of the things you are grateful for. Stop and do that breathing exercise I taught you. It will make a huge difference. And the lucky girl mindset, okay? So if you keep going and saying, oh, life sucks, everything bad happens to me, blah, 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 I'm so unlucky, you're gonna be. Do not. I am such a stickler when people, because I sometimes have unlucky things happen to me and people are like, you're so unlucky. And I go and say, do not say that. How dare you? I get so offended. I'm like, do not put that on me. I am the luckiest girl ever because, and give yourself proof. Okay, if you go into life being like, I am so lucky, good things are always happening to me, you will attract so much positivity, so much light and love into your life, okay? So do not get stuck on this, I am so unlucky, everything happens to me, blah, blah, blah. No. If you focus on that, that's all that's going to ever happen to you, okay? You have to go and say, I am so grateful for my life. Look at where I am. Look at where I started. I am so happy. I live such an amazing life and I'm going such amazing places. I'm so proud of myself. You start thinking like that, your life will change. Chapter number 5, how to bounce back and not let a flop be your downfall. Look, girl, failure is not your identity. Yeah, the week, the month sucked. Yep, you didn't show up for yourself as hard as you usually go, but you know what? You're still here. You're still here for a reason, because you care about being your best self, because you were disciplined. Your identity is your vision, is your values. A failure is only a complete failure if you go and you fail and you don't learn anything. Okay, if you fail and you learn something from it, that's not a failure, that's a success. And good news for you is the biggest crash outs come with the biggest glow ups. So life is about to get so good for you. You're about to go and bounce back into that woman that you've always dreamed of being, and you're going to go and show up even better than you were before. You're going to have your healthy routines locked down. You're going to start drinking your water. You're going to start using your Crest 30 white strips. You're going to start learning how to do new makeup strategies. You're going to learn and read audiobooks and listen to podcasts like this. You're going to go and find friends who do the same thing and build a beautiful circle of that is positive and uplifting. Speaking of which, I know this can be so hard to find those types of people, which is why by popular request, girlies, I've started a Patreon. So if you're looking for girls who you can come to on your bad weeks, who understand this types of mindset, who can help guide you through it, or even just like for anything, for working out, for confidence building, anything to do with self-improvement, I created a Patreon for you. I have 2 tiers. One is called the Glow Babes tier, where I do a bi-weekly podcast episode that's a bonus and exclusive to you, where you can request any content that you have going on in your life. So if you have a bad day or you're working on something and you need a little bit of assistance, I will create a tailored podcast episode to your need, or you can even ask FAQs to me, anything that you're curious about my life. And again, it's unfiltered, so I can say whatever I want. Now, if you're looking for even more, I film weekly vlogs where we go and have a challenge and I work on it with you throughout the week. You get to see my behind the scenes, the nitty gritty of my life, my apartment, me without makeup, like how I dress, things I would never typically show you guys, but we're besties. So you get that and everything in the Glow Babe, plus a chat feature where you can chat together, all for less than a cup of Starbucks coffee, $4.99 a month. But I know I wanted to make sure this was inclusive for everyone and everyone had a seat at my table. So I created a group chat open to every single one of you girls where I give you a weekly mission where we can work on it. You'll work on the same challenge as me, weekly ins and outs for myself, and we can go and talk about whatever we need related to self-improvement. So that sounds like right up your alley. You already know what to do. Go click the link in my bio and go and join the Patreon. Okay, Diva, we unpacked so much in this episode and it was a little different from the typical content I wanted to create, but I wanted to have this for you to come back to when you feel like everything sucks, to act as the motivator for you to get your life back on track. I care about you so much, truly. Every single time you leave a comment, especially if it's on a brand deal post, you follow me on my Instagram, it makes me feel so good. Like, you leave a podcast review, like I could cry at how much I care about you guys. I really care about you so much. Everything I do is for you, and my life goal would be able to do this full time, to be so honest, and the only way that can happen is through you guys. So every time you engage, every time you share, every time you show up, every time you watch the whole thing all the way through, it really does matter, and you're helping me make my dream life a reality, and I will never forget that, and I'm always going to be grateful to you. And I know I say this at the end of every episode, but I really truly care about you guys. If you have a podcast episode you want me to film, please let me know the topic. I will try my best to include it if I think that it will be relatable to the majority. And with that being said, now you have all of the motivation you need to pull yourself out of this rut that you are in, out of this hole that you're in, your bad day, and reclaim your life, girly, because there is so much good coming your way. I believe it. All that's left is for you to believe it. And, of course, to get up and glow.